We coming for you, we coming for you real soon. We coming for you, you stink so bad I smell your doom. We coming for you, we coming for you real soon. You tried to lay us down, turn around.
They say self-discipline is the magic power that makes you virtually unstoppable. Do you have the inner strength to say no when so many others say yes? See, self-discipline begins with the mastery of your thoughts. If you don't control what you think, it's virtually impossible to control what you do. So my question for you is, how often are you exercising your self-discipline muscle? I know you talk a good game, but when it's time to do what you say you're gonna do, are you getting it done? Are you strong enough to go hang out with your friends to 2 in the morning knowing you have to be up at 7 in the morning? Or do you hit the snooze button? Because if you hit that snooze button, that's essentially the lose button. And you've set yourself up to lose for that day. But on the other hand, if you rise and shine and you get on up and grind, you feel like you've won that day. You feel like you've conquered. Self-discipline is a key ingredient to success in every phase of our lives. Self-discipline is strength. So I need you to flex your self-discipline muscle. Because at the center of bringing any dream into fruition is a little thing we like to call self-discipline. But Fry, I really don't feel like doing it right now. You don't get it. You will never always be motivated to do the things that you're supposed to do on a daily basis. That's why you have to learn to be disciplined. The greatest leaders, the greatest minds, the greatest entertainers, the greatest athletes always have self-discipline without exception. So no excuses, because they're absolutely no different than you. And you will find that when you exercise your self-discipline muscle on a daily basis, you will go from below average to average, from average to good, from good to great, and from great to phenomenal. Yes, you, ordinary you want to lose that weight. You want to get that six-pack. You want to get that job promotion. You want to graduate, bachelor's, master's, PhD. All success starts with self-discipline. It starts with you. The great Lou Holtz said, without self-discipline, success is impossible, period. But we're in the business of making the impossible possible. And that means you gotta do something when you don't feel like doing it, and that's the definition of having massive self-discipline. Self-discipline. The road may be hard, but the results are priceless. This is a great day to win.
Listen, I'ma give you every reason why it's time to let me in the game. It's my season. Number one, I know that I'm nice. I don't need your opinion, don't need your advice. You better think twice. I'm about my business, trying to step to me with that lame-ish. What is this? It's hard enough being female in hip-hop. I can hold my own with the dub, so you better stop. You don't hear that gun go pop on the other block when you ran, caught you with the Glock. See, I'm ready, I can't take it no more. You won't let me in the front, so I'm kicking down the back door. I got dreams, I believe it be true, and I ain't trying to impress you to show you what I do. I hold it down for the underground king. I'm like fire when you know I'm rocking the mic, so put your hands up if you know you feeling hip-hop, and always stand up, cause you know you gave it all you got. Sorry haters, we can't be stopped. Yeah, we all about that cheddar. It's time to get my guap. To all the radio stations around the nations, playing the same old songs. I'm still waiting, debating what I gotta do on how I should be in rotation. meditation with them too. It's a movement.com, so I'ma keep it moving, cause I know I got it going on. So get ready, I'm coming for you real soon. Underground, put it down, so you better give me room. So back up before you get it, cause I'ma still spit it, and I don't even care if you ain't with it. And like I said, I don't do this for you, so hear me clear. Get the F up out of here. Yeah, you're pissing me off. Just because I'm 5'1", I'm thinking I'm sore. If you listen close, you might learn something. Better yet, what you need to learn is have fun and acting like you something, but you really not. I ain't mean to put you on blast in your spot, so why you just try to keep it real with the deal? Better yet, I don't really care how you feel. So put your hands up if you know you feeling hip-hop, and always stand up if you give it all that you got. Sorry haters, we can't be stopped. Yeah, we all about that cheddar. It's time to get that guap. Put your hands up if you know you feeling hip-hop, and always stand up if you give it all that you got. Tell the haters I'm sorry, but you can't be stopped. Time to get the cheddar, time to get the guap. Put your hands up if you feeling hip-hop, and always stand up if you give it all that you got. Sorry haters, we can't be stopped. Yeah, we all about that cheddar. It's all about that guap.
You say you are. You don't even have to try to act like you are. That you don't even need a business card. Write that down. Get to a point where you don't even need no business cards. Write that down. And if they don't know you, it's because they're in a different industry and they should know who you are. So I don't even get offended when people go, "What up, ET?" and the other person go, "Who's that?" I'm like, he in a different industry. Like you know what I'm saying? That's why he don't know me, because he don't necessarily need the motivation. Are you feeling me? So we want to spend our energy on being what? Who you? So watch this. I'm about to blow your mind. That's what the 1% is. The 1%ers live on their own terms. That's what the 1%ers are. The 1%ers don't care about what nobody else thinks. They're not concerned about what other people, they're not trying to impress nobody else. The 1%ers, all their energy goes into being who they are. That's it. Right? I'm going to show y'all something in a minute. It's going to blow your mind. Right? There's this new competition going on. I've seen it all over the internet. Right? So let's do this real quick. I want to take my time. All right, because I know some of you didn't pay for VIP, but I still want to give you the VIP experience, right? So you're going to catch me right now. You're probably not going to catch me in the second half, so I want to be able to give you as much as I can. Give me 3 or 4 characteristics, for real. Don't try to be deep. I'm not asking for nothing deep. We're going to walk through this. What is a 1%er? Like, what makes it, what's the difference between a 1%? Like, what do they have that most of the world, they don't have? Discipline. Good. Discipline? Good. Okay, write that one down. That's the one to write down. Write that one down first. Yep, freedom. Write that down. Let's take our time. Freedom. What kind of freedom? Financial freedom. Maybe number 2 or 3. Write that down. Time is the first one. When you in the 1%, you got time. You got a lot. You free. You own your own time. And listen to me. I'm not talking about those of you who are self-employed. That's different. You work for yourself, but you still don't have time. You still got to put in 12, 13 hours a day. You can't get up when you want to get up and do what you want to do. You still got to go to work, right? So the number one qualification for the 1% is they own their own time. Good. Well, so I don't know, money could be, wealth could be 1. Good. All right, maybe 2, maybe, I would say 3, but we'll debate in a minute. What else do they have in terms of freedom? Good. Creativity, good. We could put that down somewhere. I don't know where you want to put it, but they are super creative. Super creative. Yep. That's somebody else on this same one on freedom. Good. Consistency. All right. I'm looking for something specific. Good. Faith. Okay. Good. Faith. Good. Autonomy. Yep. They own everything. Write that down. If you are in business but you don't own it, something's wrong. You should have at least 51%. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever you with is 50-50. Y'all decided y'all going 50-50, right? Some of you are doing things right now, you don't own it. Does that make sense? You don't own the product. You might have like some software that's killing the game, but you don't own the software. So at any point, whatever you're doing, if somebody wanted to snatch that away from you, they can snatch that away. Does that make sense? How many of you in a situation where you're doing very well, but you don't own the thing that is bringing you in the income? Let me see your hand. You don't own the thing. Raise your hand high. Let's raise your hand high. Good. So that's the goal, right? So for those of us who live in a house and we got electricity, the challenge is you don't own the electricity. So you pay your electricity bill, but if the electricity company was just like flat out, no more, we don't like you and we don't want to give you electricity no more, they could just cut you off, right? That's what that means. All right, here's the last one that I want you to get, relationships, right? If you are in the 1%, hey girl, if you're in the 1%, right, there's a freedom that you have in relationship. You pick up the phone, you can make some phone calls. All right, good. What else? So we talked about wealth. We talked about time. This is the 1%. Autonomy, right, which is huge, right? And so what I want you to do is just check on these ones, check which ones you have, which ones you don't have. Just real quick, check which ones you have, which ones you don't have. After you just put a check next to the ones you have, right? You don't put a check with the ones you don't have. We're going to come up with a plan. All right, we're going to come up with a plan. How many of you do not own your own time? Raise your hand. You do not own your own time. Good, hands down. So that's what we're going to focus on, right? And here's what broke people do. Broke people wake up every day and focus on what? Getting money. Getting what? Get money, right? And I just told you, if you get money, you don't necessarily have the other stuff. But if you own your own time, you got all of that. If you own your own time, you can't own your own time without having all the other stuff. So that's why we're gonna shift our focus. Broke people wake up and how much money do I need money. You don't need money when you're creative. You don't need money when you're creative. You need money when you're broke. When you're creative, you don't need money. Why? Because you can wake up and create something that can make you $10 million. If you're creative, so you're spending so much of your time trying to make money that you're not focusing on what you're supposed to focus on. So give me a scrap sheet of paper and let's really write out, what would it look like? You know what I'm saying? What would my life look like if I was really in the 1%? What would it look like? And again, that's why I said be careful, because you can start getting on the internet and you can start making it look like something that is not. And I'm not telling you not to market yourself. I'm not telling you not to be creative. But I'm saying don't get to a point where it's a thin line and you lying to yourself. And you're waking up lying. You're waking up doing activities to make other people feel a certain way. And then you looked up and your whole life now has become about making people feel a certain way about you. I'm telling you, invest your time in really making what you wrote down happen so that that can happen and then they're going to see it. Listen to me. Anybody know my biggest videos, the videos that get the most hits, right? Anybody know the videos that get the most, like they outdo all the other videos? Anybody know which video? About 2-3 people take a guess. We're going to walk through this. Yes, sir. Good. Succeed as bad as you want to breathe. Close. Yep. Say it again. Guru story. Close. When I put it up, the ones that get when I go Facebook Live or I go put a video up, which videos go the highest? Okay, good. Yes, ma'am. UOU. Good. Love Conquers video. Yeah. Invest in yourself. Y'all close, but nope. What's your why? Nope. Good. Nope. Say it again. He said to go play? No. Just think for a minute. You calling all these videos out. Which videos that I put them jokers up, they go viral? Nothing funny. Yep, that did go viral. Yeah. We just talking about every day. I'm putting the video up. That sucker just boom, boom. Monday motivation. Greatness is upon you. Okay, what does that mean, the ones that I'm being myself? What does that mean? Let me tell you the videos that blow up. The videos, I'm in the car with Dee Dee, and we just in the car riding, and she's saying whatever she's saying, which I don't know what it is because we didn't do it on purpose, and we put that up. I'll be pissed. Dee Dee's videos be hitting 500,000-600,000. I promise you. I'm like, she ain't saying nothing. We ain't doing nothing. She don't even speak. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, I'm going to start having to get paid for these videos because my stuff way sweeter than yours. I'm just being real. The videos where we just being ourselves is the videos that blow up. Not the ones when I'm screaming and hollering. And even if they equal, it's crazy because she ain't doing nothing. We just in the car. We just put up one. It was our anniversary. We was in Cali, just chilling. Baby, if you give it to me, I give it to you. Our favorite song, and we just putting it up. That sucker go viral. Why? Because that's the most natural, and that's what people want. Like, you know how many people want a healthy marriage and a healthy relationship? So that's the one they hit. Like, that's the one right there. Because that's the one that look like that's the one I want. That's what I really, you don't look at me speaking and go, I could be a speaker. Like for real, 90% of the people don't watch me and go, I could do that. You got about 10% of people who watch me in my glory go, yo, I could be on stage with E, I could do that exact same thing. I get very few people who say, I won't be on stage with you one day. Most people don't look at this and go, I can do that. But in the car with my wife, most people go, I want that right there. And if most people had to choose between $1 million a year and a super healthy marriage, most people would take the super happy marriage and give me $250,000. Than to take $5 million and be in a relationship where you're about to get a divorce or you're on your second, third human. Just being real. Don't nobody want that. Now, you might have to go through that, but don't nobody want that. That's what everybody wants. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that the thing that you think you want, you don't really want. You know what you want. Let's go get that. Let's go get that. Let's spend the rest of our lives going to get that. I don't know how long we got left on this earth, but let's spend the rest of our natural life, whatever real happiness would look like for you, let's write that down, spend the whole day writing that down, and everything that we teach you, let's get to that. Now, let me ask one more question, then we're going to go to the principle. How many of you literally are like, yo, E, for real, I'm not there yet, and there's some things that I want to do to get there. Let me see your hands. I'm not there yet. Write down those things that you would need to do to get there. Write that down. Write that down. And leave a Bentley alone. Like, stop doing that. For real, the reason why I don't drive a Bentley because I don't want no Bentley. I never wanted a Bentley. So I'm not going to let somebody make me get a Bentley so I can say I'm successful. I never wanted I can't stand watches, period. I can't stand nothing on my arm. I don't even like when I go to the hospital and they throw the thing on you from the hospital. I'm like, can you take that off? I'm with the Giants game the other day. They trying to put a badge on me to say VIP. I'm like, doggone it, if I'm on the doggone floor with the team, you know I got MVP. You know I ain't just walk through this joint on my own and then nobody stop me on the way. Take that junk off. I ain't get down here on the field for no reason. I just can't stand stuff. I don't even like belts, but I got to wear one because I don't got no butt and my pants always just slide down. People are like, why are you walking around with your pants sagging? I'm like, I ain't got no butt. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Sometimes I put on a belt and it still fall down. So what do you want? I know what I want. I live in a 2000, I just bought a spot in San Diego, so I won't be able to say that no more. But for now, I still live in a 2,300,000 square home, and the dude next to me, a firefighter, the person next to me is a school teacher. And when I walk through the hood, everybody's like, E.T., is that you? I'm like, yeah. You live in Lansing? I'm like, yeah. What you doing in Lansing? What you doing in Lansing? This is where I want to live. Like, yo, this is where I want to live. I'm not getting caught up in the hype of living in a gated community with other people because that, matter of fact, what I love Cali, what I don't like about Cali is it's pretentious. Like folks all on, every time they see you, it's like everything's silicone, everything fake. It's like what you drive and what you wear. Why? What does that have to do with me being a human? What you do for a living? Who cares what I do? My grandma didn't do a whole lot for a living, but she was a great human. So everything is fake. So I want to be there for the weather for my wife, but sometimes the people get on my nerve. And it's not like I'm not doing nothing for a living. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no bum sitting on the couch all day playing video games. But I don't want to have a conversation about you, about what I do professionally. That's none of your business. If we're going to be friends, I just want to talk. So no, for real, I want you to think about this because Tiff is going to give you some stuff, Maul's going to give you some stuff, C's going to do some question and answer, you're going to get some stuff. But everything we give you, I want it to be to help you to put down what you put down on a piece of paper. That's all I want. There are those of you in this room, please don't buy another pair of shoes to impress somebody that don't really like you. Please don't buy another piece of accessory for somebody that don't like you. Please don't buy another car to get people to affirm you that don't really care about you. Can we make a vow to make the rest of your life about you and your family and don't buy nothing else for nobody else? Don't go get yourself in debt. Don't go buy nothing else. Don't get nothing enlarged for somebody who won't really care about you. I'm just being real. Like you're doing all of that for somebody to affirm you when at the end of the day, they still ain't gonna affirm you over the stuff. They still only gonna love you for real because of who you are. So can we get to a point where we can just live an authentic life? Because when C talked about the superpower, that's what the superpower is. When he said, know your superpower, at the end of the day, your superpower is when you are your authentic self. That's your superpower, is when you're you. If I'm going to be like anybody else, it's not going to work. So any other speaker that get up here, I don't care what they say, how they say what they say. I'm not going to try to say it. I'm not going to try to do it. I'm going to be who I am. And at the end of the day, if you are your authentic self, that's the 1%. There's 1% of us that don't care about what nobody else say or think about us. We're going to be our authentic self. That's what the 1% is. That's why I'm the #1 motivational speaker in the world. It don't mean nobody else ain't #1. I'm #1. Why? Just because I'm being myself. At all costs. I'm going to a school and the principal, she's like, well, Mr. Thomas, we don't allow kids to wear hats. I said, I ain't no kids. Why are we having this conversation? I'm a grown man with a PhD. I'm in the educational environment. I know the pecking order. I got to the highest level of the pecking order. I wrote a dissertation. I went to Michigan State. It was the #1 school for education in the world, over Harvard, over Yale, over Princeton. Why are you talking? We signed a contract. I don't work for you. You're not my supervisor. You brought me in here to do a job. This is the job. You bring a little homie in with the suit because you're not authentic and you don't know who you dealing with. You done brought my man in with a suit and the kids gonna look at my man like, what? Now my man might be more urban than I am, but the kids don't know that because of the suit. So he might be more hood than I am. He might have gone through more than I've gone through, but it's something called codes. And when a kid see a suit on, it's in his mind, he's been programmed to think, if you're wearing a suit, you don't relate to me. It don't mean you don't relate to him. You probably do relate to little man, but there's a code. Just like if you come in the African-American community, you got a white hood on. It's a code. You could be the coolest dude in the world. I'm just being real. You could be the coolest dude in the world. You could be looking out and taking care of everybody, but if I see a hood on you, automatically, right? If you come through with the officer outfit on and you look a certain way, you might be the coolest officer in the world. You might be here to protect my community, but there's a code. And the code tells me you're not here for that when you might be here for that. I'm saying, sweetie, you don't get it. It's a code. I'm about to be authentic. I just preached in the Sunday church the other day for my homie. I went in with the no hat boy and whatever. People was looking at me like, yo, I ain't even know. I know, but it's a code. If I come in here with a hat on, grandma's 72 years old, she about to have a heart attack. She not even gonna be able to hear the message I'm about to give. She about to have a heart attack. You feel me? But if it was a church of millennials, I would have went in with the hat and the sneakers on. Codes. So I need you to do me a favor. I need you to be your authentic self. And when you are your authentic self, that's your superpower. And when you are in your superpower, that's what makes you 1%, because you're not like nobody else. So the problem with most of you, and you don't even get it, you've been trying to be like everybody else, and that's what's killing you. You've been trying to get in the neighborhood they told you should be in. I'm in a phenomenal neighborhood. I love my next door neighbor. Mike and Erica, both white. Man, Mike is the coolest dude. Carl is Mike, the best neighbor you could ever have on life, I'm hurt I got to go to San Diego because he's not going to be next door. I'm talking about 2,300 square foot home. When the kids upstairs, you could hear them. That's how small my house is. Like, we on top of each other. I'm just saying, to be #1 motivational speaker in the world, like people wouldn't think that's where I would live. But my next door neighbor, Mike, be cooking, and Mike like, eat what you good? I'm like, yep. Mike like, it'll be finished in about 3 hours. I'm like, bet, Mike, I'll be waiting when you finish. I'm saying everything I'm not, Mike is. It's a crazy thing. It's almost like a marriage, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. It's like a marriage. I don't cook, he cook. I don't cut grass, he cut grass. I ain't no handyman, he the handyman. And we just exchange. I get his kids all the stuff they like and love. Right? He need tickets to the game. I got him. He at the VIP. He like, you know what I'm saying? He I'm a firefighter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't make that kind of money. We ain't never sat behind Coach Izzo. He geeked. I'm like, what you geeked about? He like, we sat behind Coach Izzo. I was like, oh, you want to meet him? It's just Coach. You know what I'm saying? He like, my family is never, we sat behind. Eric, I'll cut your grass for the next year for free. I'm like, yo, it ain't like that, bruh. I'm going to pay you, bruh. You don't owe me nothing. That's an even exchange for the grass with the line boy. Because I was cutting it. My wife was pissed. I was cutting the grass was still everywhere. When I cut the grass, you could tell I cut the grass. It's grass everywhere. It ain't no line in the nut. Mike be like, with the eye, he be having like the light on that joker and be like looking at making sure. I'm like, God, it's a perfect match made in heaven. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So before I go into these quick principles, I'm just being real. You have a better chance of being your authentic self. For real, stop looking at everybody else. I tell my daughter all the time, when she like, Dad, she went to an all-white school. She like, Dad, you know, I don't know if I'm pretty. I said, boo, let me tell you something. All that I said to my daughter, first of all, you're beautiful. Second of all, if you weren't beautiful, it's still okay, because you can only marry one person. I'm saying, to be too fine is overrated. You can't do nothing with it anyway. You can only marry one person. I just want y'all to think, like, people be just trying to make this thing too deep. Denzel fine, he is, but he still can't be with one person. So you got all that fineness for nothing. You still can only be with one person? Are you hearing what I'm saying? So whatever you are, it's gonna work for somebody. But you saw Denzel look a certain way, you saw Barack look. When I saw how smooth Barack was, I was like, I get it, I need to be smooth. Not his smooth, Eric's smooth. So I need to make sure I buy 5 pair of Concords. You feel me? I need to make sure I have 5, because before I only had 1, and there's the dirt on the side, the laces was getting dirty. I was like, that ain't cool, bro. Make sure you keep the fresh shirt, because after about 8 wears, the collar start getting, make sure you got a fresh shirt, E. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm gonna be authentically me and #1 in the world. All right, so write down what areas have you been lying in to yourself, or you've been trying to be somebody else. Maybe that's easier to say. I'm gonna need you to be real. Some of this stuff's gonna hurt today, but it's okay. One of the things I'm starting to realize is there's a small group of people that's really living the American dream. So they're selling you some good information. They're not showing you how to execute on those. All I'm saying is, as we move forward, we can't help certain things, but we're not gonna sabotage ourselves. I'm gonna show you why they execute and why you don't. But more of us could be living whatever life we want. But what they didn't show you is how you were supposed to do that. What I want y'all to start doing for me is having dreams and then give me a couple nightmares to go with the dreams. For real, I just want you to make up in your mind like this could happen. Not because I want you to be spooked out, but I don't want you to get hit and you like, I didn't prepare for that.
Never give up on your dreams. Alright, let's take it again. Never give up on your dreams and believe in yourself. Chiffon 111. We're gonna do it again. Hear them lyrics. I've been through it all. I can't go. I gotta stay dedicated. It's time to rock the spot. I've been through struggles, been through the pain. I'm staying independent, trying to hold my hands. I've been through it all. I gave it all I got. Was excited by the crowd when they said it high. I've been through it all. I'm staying independent, and yes, I meant it. It's my time for me to take that. Never looking back. I got no true back, so check this out. I'm first on the list. Got the haters staring at me with their face looking pissed. Why are you mad? Cause I made it. I got my homies in my VIP getting paid. But they deserve it just like I do. They had my back, that's a fact, so now I got you. Yeah, it's all here. Did you hear? Get it right. Tony on the beat. All I need is one mic. Hashtag Nas, I rep the pioneers in hip hop. I'm on, and you know I won't stop. I've been through it all. I stay dedicated. It's time to rock the spot. I've been through the struggles, been through the pain. I'm staying independent, trying all my things. I've been through it all. I gave it all I got. Was inspired by the crowd when they said it high. I've been through it all, and never did I quit. I'm staying independent, and yes, I meant it. Never will I stop, never will I quit, cause I'm legit dedicated to this shit. Yo, I was born for the hip hop. That's true facts. I'm old school with a twist in me. Handle that. And to the pioneers of hip hop, I salute you. And new school, don't be rude with your attitude. Show homage. Don't give me vex, DMX, and get to know me, cause you know why? Cause I'm next. I can make them clap to this. Yeah, get it right. Every being rockin' still hot on the mic. So tell me now, yo, listen, what is this? EP, MD, we strictly business. So show respect. Did you hear me clear? The pioneers are back, and this is our year. The independent taking over, coming full force. But let me tell you what's really major. They stay lost. I've been through it all. I stay dedicated. I'm staying independent, and yes, I meant it. JC Records in the building, independent all day. We coming for you real soon. We coming for you. You stink so bad I smell your doom. We coming for you real soon. You tried to lay us down, turn around.
Music ID TV, and this is Use the News. So we recently posted a video called 3 Reasons Why Your Last Music Release Failed, and got a lot of comments about, well, what the hell is the right way to do it then? So all that I could do was compile my take on the right way based off of research, based off of books, online resources, my own personal experience with my own releases, working with other artists on their releases, on what I think that you might want to know when you release your music. So here is 5 tips on how to release your music. Number 1, reverse engineer your music. Decide where you want your music to live. Is it on playlists? Is it in popular SoundCloud communities? Is it on TV and film? Understand where you're trying to go and build a plan to try and get your music to that specific place. It'll determine what decisions you make regarding your distribution, regarding where you put your money and your resources. So you really want to know where you want your music to live, in my personal opinion. Number 2, define your target demographic. The way I say do this is go by whose music you would probably be most compared to. Look at who their target demographic is and try to build a profile on who that person is. Do they travel a lot? Do they go to live shows? What type of brands do they buy? What are the demographics on this? Who's your target audience? I believe Corey did a Digital Dash video on this called How to Find Your Audience, so definitely check that video out if you have not, so you can have an idea on how to build a profile on your target demographic. Number 3, market test your music. Once you've actually defined who your target demographic is, now it's time to try and test your music with that target demographic, whomever you have access to. Now this could be via personally or via some other method to get people to listen, and I would suggest having them rate your music from what they like the most to what they like the least. Don't just let people listen, say I like it or I don't like it, I like it or I don't like it, because it varies. You never know if somebody's gonna really be into what you do, but at least let them know what they like the most and let them give you their top 3. So you have a couple of things in the chamber in case one of them takes off. You know what the other ones might do in the market because you've market tested your music. Trust me, most labels do this. They have these algorithms and these techniques they do to define what they think might be a hit. So it would do you great justice to market test your music. That's one thing I don't think enough of us do, and I would greatly suggest doing it. Number 4, find your early adopters. Your early adopters are more so people who are open to discovering new music. This could be vloggers, this could be bloggers, influencers, this could be tastemakers, anyone who kind of fits into your target demographic but is opening to discovering new music. Reason being, you don't want to spend all your money and resources on trying to reach people who only want to hear music they've already heard. Even if they do seem like they fit in your target demographic, you kind of want to look for the early adopters in that target demographic. So a subsector of that is my best suggestion when trying to build with the release of your music. I would definitely suggest focusing more so on early adopters. They'll help everybody else get accustomed to what it is you do. So stay there if you can. Number 5, community building. Now, number 5, one of the things I feel is just kind of overlooked in a lot of releases. We think that we want our music to do a certain thing or we want this attention instead of thinking we want this music to serve as a community building. We want it to kind of convey what it is we are trying to express with our art and have people buy into that. Once those people buy into that, we always want to have a way of reaching those people again whenever we release new music. So when you release your music, devise some sort of strategy where you're collecting some sort of email list, you're getting them to follow you on your social media, you're getting them to follow you on streaming services like Spotify, like Apple Music, which we know can kind of help when it comes to getting considered for playlists and so on and so forth. So I really suggest making sure they follow you on your streaming service if you do none of these other methods. Email list is always something because you can control that as well. So that would be number 5. Make sure you start to community build with the people who have shown interest in your music. And number 6, bonus tip, I would say only start to build your team after you've started to gain some traction. One thing I've learned is that people will help you when you don't need their help. People will help you when you no longer need help in that specific field. So a lot of us need marketing. We may not be great at marketing. It may not be a strong suit of ours, but I would definitely suggest trying to learn marketing as best as you can, because if you were to work with someone else in marketing and you had no clue if they were doing a great job or not, you would just only waste your time or your money and or resources. So be sure you can define what it is you're working with when you're trying to acquire a team. You need to have some knowledge of what their role and position should be so you can really have a clear idea of what your expectations should be and see if they meet those. I know that's a little long, but I had to give you all a response to all the comments saying, what's the right way to do it? I say once you do this, you start community building, you build your team, and you keep community building. You kind of rinse and repeat. You want to do this properly. Of course, get research, feedback on how these methods work, adjust, and work from there. But this is just a good start, a good mind space. Focus on who you're trying to reach. Focus on where you want your music to live, how people get there, how people discover that music, and focus on continuously trying to reach them with the music they want to hear from you. That's it, and that's all. Beyond that, I am Tuco. You can follow me on Instagram at TucoIam. And for more videos like this, share with a friend, like, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video.
We coming for you, we coming for you real soon. We coming for you, you stink so bad I smell your doom. We coming for you, we coming for you real soon. You tried to lay us down, turn around.
Big City Music.
They say life's a bitch and then you die forever. Me and my niggas gon' ride together. I know niggas keep the heat like boots on your feet in the coat in the hottest weather. For why forever? These other niggas not as clever. Click City, rest in peace to Air Fox forever. From a city where niggas don't kill a lot, but a few niggas heart beating a cappella. Yeah, I live to rap. These industry niggas, they rap to live. Line in their verse like they slinging crack. I know niggas in the hood sling crack to live. Poverty, nigga, I've been in that. I'm still in that, my nigga, why lie? So I'm trying to blow up on the internet, but need a real connect, my nigga, Wi-Fi. Trying to get that fast money like every day. Little niggas moving that heavyweight. Trying to get a record deal when I'm ready straight. So they talk about the bread they make is real life. Bitch, I'm my own man. Since a little nigga thought I was a grown man. See the shit I've seen with my dreams. You understand why I'm so damn hungry like a nigga never ate. But I got a lot of shit up on my plate. Tell any rapper, meet me in the booth. Man, I never been in better shape. My flow so ill. Find another nigga that's nice as this. Tupac told me fuck the world. Then Nas and AZ told me life's a bitch, and I know.
That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, and then you die. That's why we go fly, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, and then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, and then you die. That's why we go fly, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, and then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, and then you die. That's why we go fly, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, and then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, and then you die. That's why we go fly, cause you never know when you're gonna go.
Nightmares not living up to hoop dreams. Now we roll 5 deep in the hoopty. Ice grilling little niggas like who we. They don't wanna throw them little niggas coochie. My niggas getting it, breaking trees, making paper that's loose leaf. Pack it up in the Arizona bottle. They ain't selling coke, nigga, that's 2 to 3. Give life behind bars like a judge, nigga. Every time I lay a sentence truthfully. Ain't no killer, ain't no motherfucking thug, niggas. Who you niggas thought you was fooling me? Real recognize real. You niggas need a new ID. I'm straight, never fake, every real nigga here knows who I be. All punchlines, hip-hop's new Ali. I'ma leave a legend here like Mike Tyson. There was a point in time down 807 where you wasn't coming outside if you not fighting. No pain, no game, he play no games. Achilles, my ankle sprain. For a while, niggas backing me like angel wings. If it's beef there, turn it to a Halo game. Lil niggas, big dreams, real life. Trying to figure out what living dreams feel like. Many niggas heard that I got it with words, and them old head niggas like this young and ill, right? My flow so ill. Find another nigga that's nice as this. Tupac told me fuck the world, and Nas and AZ told me life's a bitch, and I know.
Life's a bitch, then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, then you die. That's why we go fly, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, then you die. That's why we go fly, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, then you die. That's why we go fly, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, then you die. That's why we get high, cause you never know when you're gonna go. Life's a bitch, then you die. That's why we go fly, cause you never know when you're gonna go.
There will never be a point in your time in your life where it's the right time to do a great thing. If you're waiting for that perfect moment, that perfect timing, it's not going to happen. You know what you have to do? You have to create the perfect time and the perfect opportunity and the perfect situation.
So that a lot of people become comfortable. They stop growing, they stop wanting anything, they become satisfied. People getting ready to go to jobs that they don't like, jobs that are making them sick. You see, when you're not pursuing your goal, you are literally committing spiritual suicide. When you have some goal out here that you're stretching for and reaching for that takes you out of your comfort zone, you'll find out some talents and abilities you have that you didn't know you have. When the messenger of misery visits you, what are you going to do? What will keep you in the game?
There are things that you think you'll never need to know, that you may only need to know one time in your life, but that could save your life because you had that knowledge.
Unless you attempt to do something beyond that which you've already mastered, you will never grow. What is it that you looked at some point in time and you decided that you couldn't do it, that you talked yourself out of it?
You're waiting on your next door neighbor to make it happen for you. It may not happen. If you're waiting on your mother or your father, they may be so ancient in their thinking that they don't understand this opportunity that you have. And if you're waiting on them, it may never get done. You don't beg average people to be phenomenal. You don't beg good people to be phenomenal. You just are phenomenal, and you will attract phenomenal.
What reason can you remember that you can call on, that you can reach on, that can make you get back up? Find that reason.
If you're not where you are, if you're not where you want to be, if you don't have what you want to have, if you're not where you think you should be at this particular place, it has nothing to do with the system, but it has everything to do with the fact that you're not making the sacrifice. I want you to make that dream become a reality, because if you don't, you will be working for somebody else to make their dreams become a reality.
Everybody is against you or don't believe in you no more. And let me tell you something, that's a lonely feeling. It's a lonely feeling, particularly people that you're doing it for. Most people take their greatness, take their ideas to the graveyard with them.
Listen to me, if it was easy, everybody would do it. There are people right now who are working who don't want to work. There are people who hate their jobs, but they keep getting up to do it.
The wealthiest place on the planet is the graveyard. Because in the graveyard we will find inventions that we never ever were exposed to. Ideas, dreams that never became reality. Hopes and aspirations that were never acted upon.
Question is, what are you going to do with your time? What drives you? And greatness is a lot of small things done well. Day after day, workout after workout, obedience after obedience, day after day.
When things don't work out for you, When things happen that you could not anticipate, what are the reasons that you can think of that can keep you strong?
You will never, ever be successful until you turn your pain into greatness, until you allow your pain to push you from where you are to push you to where you need to be. Stop running from your pain and embrace your pain. Your pain is going to be a part of your prize, a part of your product. I challenge you to push yourself.
See, it's easy to be on the bottom. It doesn't take any effort to be a loser. It doesn't take any motivation, any drive in order to stay down there on a low level. But it calls on everything in you. You have to harness your will to say, I'm going to challenge myself.
I mean that what you did last week don't count. Today is the only important day. There are 86,400 seconds in a day, and how you use those are critical. You got 86,400 today, and what you do today is going to cement who you are. Nobody's going to talk about what you did last week.
That the biggest enemy you have to deal with is yourself. There's an old African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm.
You have this opportunity of a lifetime. It means absolutely nothing if you don't take advantage of it in the lifetime of this opportunity.
I got a saying that when life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it. See, it's time now. If you want to make this your decade, you've got to start saying yes to your life. You've got to start saying yes to your dreams, yes to your unfolding future, yes to your potential, as opposed to saying no.
When you die on E. Leave no dream left behind, guys. Leave no opportunity left behind. When you leave this earth, accomplish every single thing you can accomplish. Listen to me, you're going to be here one day, but you'll never get here if you give up, if you give in, if you quit. And finally, guys, you got to want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe.
Oh, what's good, bro? I'm chilling, man. Yo,
what's up?
What you eating?
Ain't shit, but up with Dutch.
She good, man. I'm about to go meet my bro right now.
Go tell him to holler at me,
bro. I got you, bro. Got you.
Almost forgot what I was doing. Almost forgot what I was.
Yo,
what's good, bro?
Shit, what up with you?
Shit, I'm cool. Nah, bro, where you at?
I'm right here around the corner.
Yeah, come through me. I'm at the store.
Alright, I'm about to pull up.
Yeah, y'all just sent your man Sav too. He told me to tell you what's up.
Alright, tell that nigga I said what up.
Alright, bro. Alright, I'm at the store.
I'm about to pull up. One.
Alright.
Free run. Aye. Sound loud. Dog shit. Before I shoot him, salute him like in the mirror.
Yo, I stay in the front like my name was El Capitan. Dreaded like a Rasta, bust a chopper like Iraqians. Lambo Field, couldn't pack him in a nasty bin. Known to spit a dart like an African. They said I'm back again, but me, I gotta laugh again. I'm mastering, packing the Mac in the back of caravans. Being big flex, headed down to Maryland. And after that, I'm clapping and blowing up some Afghanistan. You niggas want it, you get it, serious damage. You gon' find yourself at a physical disadvantage. Wanna be the boss, but it's clear that you couldn't manage. Said I got a gun and you diving into a panic. I'm here to do you some damage. The 44's a cannon. Pop them in your office and toss it in the Atlantic. They talking to me in Spanish and offering me a canvas so I can paint a picture me eating you like a sandwich. You niggas food in my rhyme rhymes make me a cannibal. I smoke botanical and eat a rapper like I'm Hannibal. I got a chopper, my chopper got a banana too. It's understandable, I'm in the jungle with the animals. Less than the god, but I'm more than the man. And I knock down your stand like Conan the Barbarian. He don't want no beef, he vegetarian. Before I shoot him, salute him like an American. I bust your head like a pinata. I'm hotter than West Nevada. My product is on your block and you starving, you getting hotter. On top of that, I smoke anything rain like losses. I'm spring sting on vodka when steaming these enchiladas. My products, red bottoms, he weaving it till I got him. I'm grilling them like some steak and serving them like some pasta. Me and this crazy roster, bitch dancing on pasa pasa. Your man a 9-9, me I'm a chopper. We need to get him a doctor, they fleeing him in the chopper. Surrounding him with low cause he's singing like it's an opera. He's singing like Frank Sinatra, I eat him up like a lobster. Back him in the square and I beat him up like a boxer. You and I the mobster, and me they calling me shotters. Max with the locks and I'm kicking it like it's soccer. First nigga Tesla, you hearing is blocker. I press niggas team and they soundin' like they Chewbacca. Or Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know me, I'm no imposter. Your flow is a cannoli and cheesy like some ricotta. You wanna get it on, let's go do it at the Ramada. By Benny Hanna, you fuck around, I eat you like lasagna. I'm less than the god, but more than the man. And I knock down your stand like Conan the Barbarian. You don't want no beef, you vegetarian. Before I shoot him, salute him like an American.
Before I shoot him, salute him like an American. Before I shoot him, salute him like an American.
My philosophy got you thinking Socrates. I'm just trying to get fly, kick it like a soccer team. Ain't nobody hot as me, at least as far as I can see. Asking God why, he said I am the anomaly. You could check my prophecies, I said it back when I was 3. I'm about to lock this game down, play it like Monopoly. Buy a boy your property, ain't nobody stopping me. I can give a lot, but I would never give apologies. I'm giving out colostomies to anyone who copy me. Tried to bite my style, turned around and did it sloppily. This shit is a mockery, you mastering stenography. I don't fuck with niggas if they working with authority. These bitches got a part of me, battling's a part of me. Eating rappers now cause this rap game is starving me. You ain't seen a heart to be some sharper than piranha teeth. The fact that you trash ain't the part that really bother me. Coming for your arteries, cardiac robbery. Have you seen stars like you were studying astronomy? You don't wanna spar with me, I'm rapping like a ganja leaf. I hop on any track with any rapping spirit retardedly. Embedded in the heart of me, dope from out the pharmacy. Got niggas at your door like we was Bone Thugs and Harmony. Don't ever think of harming me. Police gon' be charging me with 2 counts of assault and some aggravated robberies. You pussy like pornography, I'm puffing on some orange weed. Put you on that brick road, changing into Dorothy. You don't wanna spar with me, why the fuck you started me? APB the gang and your team is a sorority. I'm less than the god and more than the man. And I knock down your stand like Conan the Barbarian. You don't want no beef, you vegetarian. Before I shoot him, salute him like an American.
This thing called life, some people call it a marathon. I say it's a process.
Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Sometimes I think that's the only thing that's important, really, you know? It's just letting each other know we're here. Reminding each other that we're part of a larger self. Fear is going to be a player in your life, but you get to decide how much. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here. And the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying, I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it.
Effort makes the difference. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And I told you before, the thing I love about effort, there are other things, skills, right? You may have to go get a degree for that. There's some skills you gotta go get a degree. It could take you 4 years, 8 years, 12 years. some skills. It's like professional development. You got to pay money, right? You got to get a mentor, right? You have to absorb some of your time, consume some of your
Never give up on your dreams. Believe in yourself. CHIFFON111. I've been through it all. I gave it all I got. I stayed dedicated. It's time to rock the spot. I've been through the struggles, been through the pain. I'm staying independent. It's running all through my veins. I've been through it all. I gave it all I got. Was inspired by the crowd when they said that I'm high. I've been through it all. Never did I quit. I'm staying independent, and yes, I meant it. It's my time for me to take that. Never looking back. Now y'all know that's true fact. So check this out, I'm first on the list. Got the haters staring at me with their face looking pissed. Why you mad? Cause I made it. I got my homies in the VIP, we getting faded. Yo, they deserve it just like I do. They had my back, that's a fact. So now I got you. Yeah, it's all year. Did you hear? Get it right. Put Tony on the beat. All I need is one mic. Hashtag Nas. I rep the pioneers of hip hop. CHIFFON111. And you know I won't stop. Gave it all I got. I stay dedicated. It's time to rock the spot. I've been through the struggles, been through the pain. I'm staying independent. It's running all through my veins. I've been through it all. Gave it all I got. Was inspired by the crowd when they said that I'm high. I've been through it all. And never did I quit. I'm staying independent, and yes, I meant it. Never will I stop, never will I quit, cause I'm legit dedicated to this shit, yeah, I admit. Yo, I was born for the hip-hop, that's true facts. I'm old school with a twisted new, handle that. And to the pioneers of hip-hop, I salute you. And new school, don't be rude with your attitude. Show homage, don't get me vexed, DMX. And get to know me, cause you know why, cause I'm who next. I can make a clap to this, yeah, get it right. Eric B and Rakim still high on the mic. So tell me now, yo, listen, what is this? EPMD and me, we strictly business. So show respect. Did you hear me clear? The pioneers are back, and this is our year. The independent taking over, coming full force. But let me tell you what's really major. It's they laws. I've been through it all. Gave it all I got. I stayed dedicated. It's time to rock the spot. I've been through the struggles, been through the pain. I'm staying independent. It's running all through my veins. I've been through it all. I gave it all I got. Was inspired by the crowd when they said that I'm high. I've been through it all, and never did I quit. I'm staying independent, and yes, I meant it.
We coming for you real soon. We coming for you. You stink so bad I smell your doom. We coming for you. We coming for you real soon. You tried to lay us down, turn around.